Hey everybody, Eric here again, and today let's talk about identity theft and what you can do about it, what should you do about it, and are you at risk? Real quick, if you could, like, share, subscribe. If you know anybody that's interested, please share this with them if it brought you some value. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, on to the topic. So identity theft. Quick story is I had an identity theft situation over 20 years ago when I was still in high school, believe it or not. I had somebody go through and register a P.O. box in my name in California and open an eBay account and start selling and buying stuff with bad credit cards on eBay. And I had no idea this was going on until one day I got a phone call on my landline, ironically, saying, hey, where you defrauded me and where's my stuff? And, I paid you. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? I don't even have an eBay account. And turns out that's what happened. And being pretty novice at the time, I was like, okay, let's look up online. And this was before Google. How do you report identity theft? And they say you've got to go to this FBI website and you report it. And again, keep in mind, this was 20 some years ago. They sent me packets upon packets of information about how to recover your identity and how to deal with this stuff. And the mail and all this information, it was that thick on how to deal with this. It was like, hey, you're on your own. Here's how you deal with it, but we're not doing anything for you. We're not going to find the person. They didn't prosecute anybody. And this was so long ago, and identity theft in that fashion back then was rare. Fast forward today, it is so much more widespread and more likely that you're going to get it and easier to do it to you because of the internet and technology. So instead of somebody, next door or in another state that could do it to you, anybody in the world could do this to you. And that, I can't even describe how easy it is for somebody to do this to somebody. And the biggest thing is time. In my story, I didn't know what was going on. The only way I knew is because somebody called me to yell at me. Today, time is key. Most identity thefts today happen open and shut within a week, which means somebody opens an account in your name, credit card, bank account, mortgage even, and they're through it within 24 hours, sometimes as quick as 24 hours, but through a week, which means they've run up the money, they've run up the mortgage, they've run up all of this stuff, and they're gone, and it's over. And what are the odds that you're going to find out or know because they've changed your address, they've changed your telephone number, they've done all of these things? How are you going to know within a couple of hours or even a week that this is going on? And that's where, these identity theft monitoring softwares and things like that come in. And I'm going to say I am not being sponsored by anybody. I have used a number of them. So keep in mind, no sponsorships here. I'm just really discussing, their value and things like that. So back to today, there is so easy to do this to people. People go on Facebook, people go on YouTube, people go on all these things. They share their credit card information. It is so easy to steal somebody's identity and start running up their bill, and they're on the hook for it, whatever debts those are. And that's where these monitoring software, and that's really their value. Some of them have guarantees of, hey, they'll help you. Because notice in my story, there was no help. It was, hey, that sucks. Too bad. Good luck, getting it fixed. Have a good one. So some of these companies are promising, hey, that we'll help you get back on track. We'll help you dispute this stuff. We'll help you do that. So there's some value there. Hopefully you never need it. But then the other value is, think of it as an alarm system. Think of it as the system that will tell you in my tests within 24 hours, sometimes in 8 hours, somebody opens a bank account in your name, somebody opens a credit card in your name, somebody takes out a mortgage in your name or a loan or a car loan in your name. How would you know unless somebody was monitoring that? And that's what the value of these type of things are, is within a couple of hours, sometimes a day, sometimes two, they will send you a text message and an email saying, hey, we've detected something on your credit report. Was it you? Yes or no? You click yes, you're good to go. And you can also lock your credit through these things, which is a different topic for a different day, but it would prevent people from doing it. But if you do open a new credit card, make sure you unlock it first. Otherwise, it'll get declined. But anyway, all right, so it alerts you. It says, hey, we've detected a new credit account or bank account in your name, including businesses. If you have a business that's opened up under your name and things like that, it'll say, hey, I've detected a new bank account or a new credit application in your name. Is this real or not? You click yes, and it's fine. You click no, it normally spins up some kind of, they start working with you saying, okay, this is going to report this to the credit agencies. I'm going to get you documentation on who to talk to and how to get this resolved. It is a long process. I'm not going to lie. Even if you have some of these services and you catch somebody stealing your information, it could take years for you to get your credit right. And it could take years for you to get, all of this stuff forgiven or proven it wasn't you. Because generally when somebody steals your identity, they're doing all kinds of stuff. They're not just doing one thing. So just keep that in mind. These type of services will help you catch it quicker. Because again, in the scenarios I'm talking about, if somebody takes out a loan or a car loan in your name, how are you going to know? They've changed your address, they've changed your phone number, they've changed all contact information. The only way you would know is if it popped up on your credit report, and that means you have to check it all the time. So I'm going to list through some of the popular companies out there and kind of what they do. And again, no sponsorships or anything here, but there's a couple of them called Identity Force and Identity Guard. LifeLock, which was bought by Norton. I actually knew the founders of LifeLock. I met them a couple of times, and they've got a cool story. Look it up online. It's one of those cool techie stories that it's almost unbelievable. But anyway, Identity IQ, there's Xander, there's ID Watchdog, ID Shield. And one thing I want to highlight is almost all three credit agencies also have their own programs. Experian has really been pushing theirs to monitor all three and offer kind of a monitoring service. I don't think it matters which one you go for, but it does matter that you have one. And you're thinking, oh, I'm not important. I don't need monitoring. Nobody's going to go after you. If you have a pulse, well, even if you don't have a pulse, they could probably steal your identity. But if you have any kind of credit, if you have any kind of money in the bank, any kind of credit cards, you are a target. They're looking for it. And you've got everybody around the world trying to do it. It's not just, people near you that can physically access your bills and things like that. They'll dig through your trash, but all around the world. And that's the thing I want to highlight here is these services. Some of them are $5 a month. Some of them are free if you sign up for their credit card and things like that. Some of them are $20, $30 a month. Get something that will tell you if somebody opens up a credit account in your name, you need to know right away, because as soon as that happens, the clock is ticking. And if you can shut it down and catch it, you'll limit the damage. If you don't catch it, it could go months or even years, and it will just take you a decade to repair that damage. So again, not sponsoring any one of these, but think of it as an alarm system. If you would put an alarm system on your house, put an alarm system on your person and your credit monitoring. And some of them offer social media monitoring. Make sure people aren't duplicating your information out there. There's so much to this. The $5 or $10 or even the free services that they offer is worth every penny. Just the value, and it's a safety thing. It's a what if. Like to say it, for most people it won't happen, but the likeliness is really high. And if it does, it's bad. It's really bad. So certainly do yourself a favor. Look into some of these programs. Again, not sponsored here. And choose the one that works best for you. Check with your credit card companies and see if they'll give it to you for free. Lock your credit so people can't open this stuff in your name automatically. But again, time is so important here. Get noticed. Have them monitoring your bank account, your social security number, your cell phone numbers, like social media, all of this stuff. And if something hits, they'll even monitor the dark web. So if your credit card or your insurance stuff or whatever ends up on the dark web, they will notify you and say, hey, we detected some of your passwords out there. You better change X, Y, and Z. Or, hey, we detected your bank account information out there. You need to change this. It's money well spent, and it's cheap considering all of what they're doing for you. So hopefully this brought you some value. I cannot stress enough, you need a monitoring service, even if you don't think you have something to protect, because the time that you are going to spend trying to get your identity back or prove that it wasn't you opening all of these credit references or bank accounts or whatever is worth every penny. I mean, you'll spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars trying to fix something if it happens after the fact. And I'm not saying that these type of companies won't protect you from that, they'll help. They'll limit the damage. So anyway, check them out. I'm going to link some of them that I mentioned today below. There's no affiliate links or anything here. It's just, straight up some of the companies. You can Google them, look for them out there. And again, try to get some from the companies you're already doing business with and that you trust. That's the big thing. Don't go off of a company because it's cheap if you've never heard of them. Do one that you trust. So anyway, hopefully this brought everybody some value. This is my forte, cybersecurity, things like that. I love talking about this stuff. And this is just a simple way to protect yourself and everybody in your family. So again, thanks for watching. And again, if this brought you some value, please like, subscribe, share, check out some of the other videos, and I appreciate it. So hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.